Ex might have copper wiring to reroute your fear of pain, but I've got nerves of steel.
We've had to endure much, you and I, but soon there will be order again.
What a rotten way to die.
Deus Ex is widely regarded to be the best FPS title for its innovative gameplay unlike any other game at the time. The only thing that holds it back is its current state on modern platform, or the lack of platforms. So when a remaster was announced at the recent State of Play event, my reaction was as follows. Oh shit! This game is one of my favourite things on planet Earth. So for the game to be given a modern version for more people to play on other platforms, and for myself to be given another excuse to go through it again, it's reasonable for me to be excited. Not even an hour after its announcement, however, my excitement evaporated. You motherfucking piece of shit! This is not the remaster treatment this game should be receiving. Everything from the screenshots alone just doesn't look right, as several character models look off-putting and at worst, atrocious. The lighting looks half-assed and the UI looks nothing like the original game, which had a very 2000s edge to them that is now missing entirely. The remaster is what I would dub as Deus Ex from Temu, a shoddily put together project pumped out to earn some quick cash without any regard for quality or the art direction of the original. This version was done by Aspyr, a company that has a pretty inconsistent track record when it comes to re-releasing old games from several generations ago. These guys go from making the awesome remasters of Tomb Raider and Soul Reaver with new graphics that complement the original with modern control schemes, to then releasing the Star Wars Battlefront collection. One of the best examples of what I would consider to be one of the worst re-releases in recent memory.
What a shame.
It is baffling to me that a game as highly regarded as Deus Ex would be treated this way. Not everything is completely awful, however. Some of the character models look consistent with their original designs, but when everything besides that looks like a poor graphical mod that they expect us to pay £25 for, yeah, no thanks bro. JC's iconic glowing eyes aren't even present on the model, and this is bothersome as these little details add more to not just his character, but to the story itself. I don't mean to nitpick or sound like a game's graphics shouldn't be changed to fit modern standards. When it comes to just graphics alone, I'm fine with changes being made if the changes are good and fit the game's aesthetics. If I was a pretentious pompous prick who complained about everything if we were to just talk about art direction alone, could you imagine how much I would have lost my shit if I saw the anniversary edition of Halo 2? But I didn't, because the new presentation fit and lovingly complements Bungie's original vision. It looked different, but not too different to be alienating or distracting. It was a good difference, especially with those blur cutscenes. My ultimate problem is that when a re-release is being marketed as the definitive version, yet the overall art direction looks extremely amateurish and nothing like the original, it feels like a disservice to not just the game, but to people's time, money, and their experience with the game that they got when they first played it. Remember the GTA Definitive Editions? Not only did they run worse with new bugs never present before, key graphical effects that gave the games an engrossing atmosphere were completely removed, and the character models looked dreadful. Despite taking years, these issues were eventually fixed and the reception is a lot better than it was in 2021. With tweaks to the model and the lighting made better and more consistent, I would have no problem handing out cash just to experience Deus Ex all over again. But it's a release to a new generation of players, and it is not representative from what was released 25 years ago, and could stop more content from the IP itself being released if the reception and sales to this are so poor. If the remaster bombs, its publisher, Embracer, will take that as people not being interested in the IP, despite the fact that the real reason would be because the remaster completely sucks, not the IP itself. This whole project looks more like a Doom 3 mod, which is fucking saying something because Doom 3 looked really good for the time. Deus Ex deserves better treatment. JC Denton's adventure deserves better treatment. Ion Storm's work and overall legacy deserves better respect than this garbage. If you really liked something as relevant and as topical as Metal Gear Solid 2 and want a game that gives you unparalleled freedom and customization within a first-person perspective, with open level design that allows you to explore and approach things with different tactics, then Deus Ex, not just the first game, but the franchise itself, is perfect for you. But this remaster is not the way to start off. If you want to play Deus Ex and you are genuinely curious about it, you can pick up the original on Steam or GOG for penny. This remaster is not your go-to way to experience this absolute gem of a game, or the franchise for that matter.